Into the bus, in desire we trust, in the house of Asmodeus.
I want you so raw.
What?
You f***ing heard me.
Welcome, my fellow idiots, to the I'm Not Blitzo channel. This is Sarcastic Chorus, and I'm talking about the latest ship in Hell of a Boss to take us by storm, because this is my life now. And I'm loving it. The first half of the finale brought to us many stellar moments. From Stolas crying on the curb, to Blitz crying himself to sleep, to me sobbing in the shower.
Soldier life for a thrust!
Their ship hit an iceberg that everyone saw coming. Take away the tears and people realizing they're Blitz, we also discovered something really special.
Give me a thrust.
Yes, Asmodeus, aka Ozzy, aka the man who definitely fucks. This deadly sin of lust was fantastic, and I can see why y'all are drooling over him. One of the more interesting things to slip under the radar is the thing between the King of Lust himself and his cyborg jester. Does the King of Lust have a soft spot for his own impish little plaything, or is he just a hypocrite mocking Stolas for his own flaws? I won't pretend to know the answer, but I'll definitely talk about them, because hey, it's shipping.
She has changed my life.
Oh yeah. We're fucking.
Alright, just cutting out all the preamble, I'm honestly not surprised that people are shipping these two together. I mean, they're evil and have face nuzzling. It was basically inevitable. Some might say we're jumping the gun here, that we're going into this way too quickly. And to them I say, don't y'all remember when people shipped Elsa and Jack Frost together for years because they just had an ice theme?
Under the sea.
People have done more with less, so I see no reason to not put these two together, especially when they're basically evil Stolets. Working as this fucked up mirror version of the most popular ship in the show, you got your lustful demon noble and his imp sidekick. But while the best boys are over here sobbing themselves to sleep every night, these two are just having a good time. Singing, dancing, ganging up on beta males, they have all of the benefits but none of the drawbacks of their lesser counterparts. While Stolas and Blitz are working through their deep emotional issues, these guys are just here to have a good time, and that is what I fucking love. Fizz and Ozzy are definitely fucking, and they don't need to be any more than that. They care about each other, but are fine keeping it casual. I'm sure Fizz has some super tragic backstory, but for what we know about him now, he's pretty much just Blitz, but more successful. Which is another way of looking at these two as a contrast to Stolets. They're not just evil copies, but they're better versions of themselves. Almost who they wish they were. Blitz is, by every account, a failed performer who with serious attachment issues. The man tried to make it great, failed into being a carny, before changing careers to go kill people. Fizz, on the other hand, is one of the most popular and in-demand characters in Hell. He is a performer. He's the mascot of knockoff Disneyland. His face plastered all over the walls. People buy robot versions of him to have sex with. Fizz has literally everything Blitz probably wanted in life and more, making the fact that they grew up together even worse, as Blitz can't help but compare himself to Fizz. Blitz's career was so unsuccessful, he ended up wasting years working for a robot version of the guy he used to know. Fizz is literally the but better meme to Blitz. It's not even funny, but it really is. Ozzy, meanwhile, is doing the same thing to Stolas. Both are demon nobility, but while Stolas is just a demon prince, Ozzy is a demon king, ruling the entire ring of lust, making him one of the most powerful people in Hell. Ozzy is the embodiment of lust, and it surprisingly defines both his and Stolas' character. If his villain song is anything to go by, Ozzy values lust above all things. He's not about tender love or sentimentality, he's about sleeping with a babysitter and bragging about it on Twitter. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, or that shit hits the fan, being lustful is the entire point. And you compare that with Stolas, who while initially started this whole relationship with Blitz out of lust, quickly fell for the guy and wants more, but in the process making him miserable. His wife hates him, his daughter is afraid he'll leave her, and Stolas is pretty much depressed and a wreck about all of it. If he could just commit to lust, this wouldn't be a problem. He's getting his jollies off, and he could not care about all the other shit. But he does if he wasn't so concerned about everything else. Ozzy's personality is exactly what Stolas would be if he wasn't concerned about his family or what other people think. And like Ozzy and Fizz have that Disney villain charisma. where they know they're hot shit and don't care what anyone else thinks. Meanwhile, our heroes are painfully aware of what other people think, which is a major source of drama for them. Stolas hit his face when Ozzy called him out for dating Blitz. Blitz, while always talking shit to everyone, but when he lets someone into his life, he desperately wants them to like him. These villains, though, are just here to have a good time. Like, villains are always just the most fun thing in a story because they are so unapologetically themselves. It's that combination of ego and flamboyant that you just can't help but respect. You may hate them, but you love to hate them. People would have loved these two regardless, but the fact that they got introduced together is what really pushed them into peak villainy and peak shipping fodder. Episode 7 is an episode about contrasting relationships. The dysfunctional Stolitz versus the wholesome ass M&Ms, with Ozzy and Fizz being this chaotic power couple throwing shade at both of them. Like, they did get jumped by Millie, but when Moxie completed his big moment, it reminded the Stoltz crowd of just how inadequate they are, how broken their relationship is compared to the Imps. Fizzy, yeah, I'm calling them Fizzy.
I have spoken.
Fizzy just mocks the Imps. They think Moxie's song is dumb and they're talking shit about it. They're pretty much that couple who probably don't love each other a whole lot, but they have a blast trashing everyone else. It is not healthy, but it clearly works for them, and they don't need anything more than that, which is probably the big difference between Fizzy and Stolitz. Blitz and Stolas want to be more. As much as Blitz hates to admit it, he's desperate to let someone into his life, and Stolas looks like he could be the one. Then this episode happened, but we'll see how that all turns out in the end. In contrast, Fizz and Ozzy have that villain charisma going on. They don't need or want for anything. They're a chaotic couple who you just love to see together. Lust is their bread and butter, so them having this casual relationship works for them. While for Stolitz, keeping it casual is suffering. While the M&Ms make Stolas and Blitz envious for what they could be, Fizzy is the perfect foil because it shows them as they are and being happy with that. One common misconception that I feel like I need to clear up is that Fizz doesn't really work for Ozzy. Fizz is actually working for Mammon, the Lord of Greed, who is the guy who built Lululand, the Fizz robots, and probably turned Fizz into a cyborg. So Fizz performing at Ozzy's club, it's probably like a more frequent entertainer thing, but through that they've probably gotten to know each other pretty well. Like, they sit in the same box, have a pretty good idea what the other person's taste is. So like when they're watching Moxie, Fizz is just looking at Ozzy going like, oh, can you believe this shit? And they both agreed together like, okay, let's go take over this performance. And they're able to do that without saying a word. Ozzy even lets Fizz go off and rip into Blitzo. Like, I wouldn't see him doing that if they didn't have like a positive relationship. So they have a certain level of trust in there, like at least enough to let the other guy freestyle. The House of Lust song is just a showcase for how fun these two are together, as they complement each other throughout the whole performance. Ozzy is the star of the show, as he should be, with Fizz providing backup to enhance Ozzy's performance. From giving him a grand entrance to making it rain and helping him up. Fizz just adds so many little touches without competing with the big man.
Trumpet.
Making for just this overpowering villain song about lust. It's dark, it's catchy, and it is seductive.
Show me some lust. From the groin to the bust. Little imp, you just must in the house of Asmodeus.
You really just get swept up into their whole vibe, even if you disagree with what they're saying. I will also appreciate how, despite being dicks, they aren't completely in the wrong for calling out the characters. Moxie is performing a sentimental love ballad in a sex club where being blown under the table is seen as normal.
Can I get you two off? Start you two off with some drinks.
Moxie singing this song is not what people come into this club for. It'd be like going to a techno concert, only for the first act to play classical music. Like, even if it's good, it's not what people came here for. Fizzy gives Moxie a chance to sing again.
Sure to rhyme song and schlaw.
After giving him a quite vivid description of what they want, which I guess is kind of a cool thing. They didn't need to do that. But I feel like the more positive thing is they don't lose their shit after Millie jumped Fizz.
Ain't that just such a happy display? It sickens me.
Get the fuck out.
Like, if you hit the main star with a guitar, telling the couple to leave the premises is a pretty reasonable request. which keeps them on that side of likable villainy. They're not going too extreme here, they're not being hateable, they're being dicks but in a fun way. They're being dismissive of Moxie and his whole relationship. They're calling out Stolitz for all the shitty behavior in a very public way. And this should be terrible, but like the good man says,
one day you'll have to face the consequences of your actions.
No, I won't. People forgive you if you're likable, and I'm the most charming SOB anyone's ever met.
yeah, they're so goddamn likable. And what really pushes it over the top is how Ozzy is shown to genuinely be concerned about Fizz. These expressions may have just been the animators having fun, but that isn't the look of a guy who just watched his minion get jumped. I don't see this as a genuine we need to mock this couple to hide our own feelings. I just see them as two chaotic, lustful people who vibe, and I am loving it as much as they are. If the M&Ms are my wholesome fix, Fizzy is just that dose of chaotic fun I'll never turn down. I would love to see them come back again and kind of just figure out what are they really like. Is this a performance or is there more to their relationship than just this chaotic duo? And to be honest, I didn't start this video really shipping them. I kind of made it as an obligation, but by the end of this thing, I just found myself more and more in love with these guys. I love how they are a perfect foil for Stolitz, and goddamn, do they know how to sing. And I can't wait to go back to all the great fan content. This isn't the ship we expected, but I think it's the ship we all deserve. Thank you all for watching. This has been Sarcastic Chorus. Like and share for more shipping and cartoon content. Subscribe for some reason. Any reason, doesn't really matter. But have a good one, stay safe, and listen to Ozzy's song at least 5 more times. Peace out, have a good one.